This morning, my mother told me that I wasn't allowed to say anything mean. So with that in mind, thank you and good night. I had a few things written down. I don't want to say put. So I want to start off and say I want to compliment Lindsay on how well tonight's gone. Knowing my brother and how he tends to miss a few details and a few deadlines, it gives me that much more respect and appreciation that Lindsay is the right person to keep him in line. When deciding what to say tonight, I realized that I had a rare opportunity. One where my brother might actually listen to what I had to say. So I felt like I had to take advantage of a brief opportunity and give some advice. I quickly realized, however, that I wasn't really qualified to be giving advice on most of the things that we talk about in weddings and investment speeches. There are certainly people much better qualified than me to give advice on living a long life, living a happy life, being rich, being famous. So I decided to try and give some advice on something that I feel like I know and that I share in common with Brian and Lindsay, and that's construction. So, every marriage needs to start with a strong foundation. It's rarely exciting. Most people forget it's even there. But it's one of the hardest parts of any building, and it's the key to success of all the construction that goes forward. So my advice to you is remember your foundation. The things that have brought you together thus far, those are the things that will always be the most important. Remember that every building needs to have a purpose. People don't just build buildings and then try and figure out what to do with them. So my advice to you is to live your life with purpose. These are the things that you believe strongly enough in, and they cause you to act, and they cause you to get up every morning. After purpose, there's beauty or form. For anybody who's familiar with architect, this is a key concept. Ugly buildings that serve a purpose are everywhere, but they usually don't last. They get torn down to make way for something new. However, beautiful buildings with a purpose are revered and protected. My advice, make sure you have beauty in your life. Those are your friends and the fun things you do. Not completely necessary, but the things that others remember and see, and what really transforms you and your relationship into something to be protected. In today's age, buildings need to be green. They need to be environmentally and socially responsible. This is the one that I have least concerns about. You have both made sacrifices and live in a way that is less than easy and less than traditional. So my advice is to continue to live your lives in the way that you've already did. Finally, remember that projects have people who have different roles, but they have to work together as a team. Some people need to dream, Brian, while others actually need to get things done. It's important to understand that regardless of what the architect, Brian, designs, it's really up to the builder, Lindsay, as to what actually gets done. So my advice, remember that you're different people with different strengths and different roles, and that you have to work together. But ultimately, whatever Lindsay decides is what's going to get done. As I understand it, toasting is actually an ancient Greek tradition where the host would take the first drink to prove that the wine was not poisoned. Not quite sure what to do with that. So my toast to you, if everybody can raise a glass. Remember your foundation, live with purpose, fill your life with beauty, be socially responsible, and remember that while you're different, you have to work together to achieve your goals.